Hello, my melodies. Welcome back and welcome to part 2 of the journey on how to learn how to play Pokemon, the trading card game. Part 1 is the Poke Catch, so that's going to be in the Learn with Mark playlist on the channel. So if you haven't started there, go back there and start doing the Poke Catch. We're going to pick up with the Poke Catch and go on to the next format. So going to go ahead and shrink on up so I can have the main stage be the play mat. So with Poke Catch, we went through and we captured Pokemon of 3 different types. So this one we have a lightning, a fire, and a water. And then we also went over some of the details there, and we have fighting, dragon, and a dark for this set. So I'm going to play with these 3. These 3 are going to be my theoretical opponent. Now that was Jasmine last time. Jasmine, of course, has moved on. She's hanging out, I think, over on the main couch. But we are playing what we call in the alternative format playbook. We're playing basic battle today. So in the basic battle format, you can play it 2 different ways. You can play it with energy or without energy. I like to play with energy because I like to do basic battle immediately after Poke Catch when training a new player at League. So we do Poke Catch, we get our 3 Pokemon, and then we start out by deciding who do we want to be in our active spot and who wants to be on our bench. Now, typically in the game, you would shuffle, you would draw, and you would have basic Pokemon. And you can see on the top there, let's see if we can get this a little bit off to the side so we're not covering it up. You can see top left, it says basic, and that is the type of Pokemon card it is. Now, in the next video, we'll talk about stage 1, stage 2s, some other special details, but we want to focus in on a couple different areas for this one. We have the basic Pokemon. Only a basic Pokemon can be put down onto the playmat or the play area. We're going to choose one of these 3 to be our active. We also want to look at the hit points that a Pokemon has. That's going to be in the top right. So hit points is basically the health of a Pokemon, and we'll get into more details on how to get knocked out later on. And then, of course, we are doing the attacks. We talked a little bit about the attacks last time, but we talked about the cost of an attack. You can see over here, this one costs 1 water, 1 colorless. The name of the move, the name of the attack is Tackle, and it's doing 30 damage for when you can. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and choose Frigivax to be my active, and then put the other Pokemon on my bench. Now your opponent would also do the same, so we're going to choose one of them to be the active, and then there'll be a little bit off screen for that, for my opponent. Now, basic battle with energy, you are also going to still have the same energy deck that is shared between both players. I'm going to draw 2 energies for myself, and I will draw 2 energies for the opponent, of course, who you're playing against. And then, once you're ready, you can kind of go ahead and decide whoever went first last time, probably alternate, or you can flip and roll a dice to determine who goes first. Of course, evens or heads, odds or tails, and you want to use anything that's a Pokemon approved dice, but we'll get into that more advanced rule later on. So from here, I'm going to decide that I'm going to go first, and when you start the game, you say good luck, and you flip your Pokemon cards all upright. You reveal everything. So we have Frigivax versus Roly-Coly, and we have Wooper Gumi on the bench back here, and we also have Voltorb and Houndour over here. Let me see. I might do this a little bit offset from my perspective, but it's probably clearer to your perspective. So on your turn, we're going to do the same turn structure that we did before in Poke Catch. And remember, that was a draw a card to start your turn, attach 1 energy for your turn, and then now we're adding on the attack step of ending your turn with an attack if you have the energy cost associated with it. So Frigivax costs 2. I'm going to draw, and I have 3 different energies here. I know that this needs a water, so I'm going to go ahead and attach an energy to the Frigivax there. I like to have it where I attach underneath the Pokemon. Some people have it to the side. The only real rules state that it needs to be clear to your opponent where the cards are attached to. So this is very clear. There is a water energy card attached to this Frigivax, not to any of my other Pokemon. And then that's where that's where it's very clear, visible to the opponent where that is attached to. So that is my turn. I'm not going to be able to attack this turn. It's my first turn as well. I can't attack on my first turn. That's more advanced rule, but just so you know, I'm also not going to be able to attack because I don't have enough energy to be able to do the attack. So then I'm going to pass to my opponent. The opponent then draws. And we look, let's see, we don't have many fighting Pokemon over here or fighting energy over here. So I could attach something for the colorless on the back there, or I can prepare one of my other Pokemon in the back here. And it looks like Gumi is going to need, I'm going to flip this upside down so we can read it. Gumi looks like needs a water and a metal to be able to do melt that attack back there. So during your turn, you can attach an energy to any of your Pokemon, whether or not it's active or benched. We're going to attach the energy of metal back there and then pass the turn back to me. I will draw to start my turn. We'll go through all of this good stuff. I have a fighting back there I'm going to need. That one needs anything else. I'm going to go ahead and attach this psychic energy here to match and pay the cost of my secondary colorless Pokemon. And then I'm going to do 30 damage over to Roly-Coly. And actually, we're going to pause a second because I forgot dice. Okay, we're back. I grabbed some dice out of my handy vase of extra damage counters and dice. We can see I grabbed, these were mostly on the top, so I grabbed these. I think they're going to be visible. And from here, I guess we'll put this still within frame. From here, I am doing 30 damage. So there is the 30 on the dice there. We will put that directly on, if I can leave it as 30, put that on the Pokemon. And now, Roly-Coly is 80 hit points, minus 30, so he has 50 hit points less. And because I attacked, I'll put this over here. Because I already attacked, or I did my attack, that ends my turn. So draw, do an energy or any other actions, then attack to end your turn. So we're going to continue on over on this side. Still didn't get any fighting energy, but we have this water. So we're going to go ahead and set up Gumi to be ready in the back over there. And then we're going to pass. So now that I have Frigibacks all set up, I grab the fighting that that my opponent needs. I'm going to go ahead and attach a fire back here to Houndour. Get Houndour ready for the next one. And I'm going to do 30 damage again. That moves the damage counters up to 60. I guess we'll do a right side up so people can read it. This is 6-0. Yep. Alrighty. Opponent will draw to start. Another Psychic. Not doing anything good for that stuff, but we will go ahead and attach back here for Wooper. Getting prepared because Roly-Coly is probably going to be knocked out here soon. And then I will draw. I got another fire. I'm going to go ahead and do another fire back here. So Houndour is now ready to be able to move up and attack. And I'm going to do another 30 damage to Roly-Coly. So you can notice energy stays attached with the Pokemon the whole time. I don't have to like discard or pay anything. It has the attack and cost. I can attach to a different Pokemon if I don't want to attach to my active. So I was preparing my bench over there. And now I've done 30. That moves this damage counter up to 90. Let's get the 90 here. But now 90 is higher than 80 HP. So hit points is 80. Damage on them is 90. That is 80 or above, which means Roly-Coly now gets knocked out. Pokemon do not get killed. They all get knocked out. So this will go into the discard pile for my opponent. And I would then be able to take a prize card, but basic battle, we're going back and forth until all the Pokemon are knocked out. The opponent must choose a Pokemon to make active before starting their turn. So we're going to have Gumi be selected to move to the active. Wooper is still on the bench. And then the opponent can draw to start their turn. We will, I guess we don't need to attach any energy there. So we're going to pass. Or no, we're going to not attach energy and we're going to actually attack. So we're going to do 30 damage back over here. and that is basic battle. You are drawing, draw to start your turn, attach an energy, attack when you can, and you're trying to knock each other's Pokemon out. So we would go back and forth until somebody's Pokemon was completely knocked out, and that person would win the game. So that is basic battle. It's relatively simple. Gets you started into the good habits of playing the game. Draw, do your actions, attack, end your turn. And then once you get all that stuff, you'll be ready for the next step, which is a 30-card demo. So come back here in a couple days, or continue on the playlist to part 3 of the journey, and we'll get you playing the trading card game in no time. If you also want to go through all of these steps, even if you watch the video, even if you've done learn to play at different locations, never hesitate to ask your professors at your Pokemon League to do some trainings, to do some demos, and learn how to play there as well. It's also kind of fun to be more tangible in person, but hopefully this helps you understand a little bit more about the game and makes you want to go down and find a league to go play. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to keep singing the song in your heart, and in the end, a little music goes a long way.